Welcome back to our channel, Rarest Coins. Today, we're exploring a unique and potentially valuable coin in the world of numismatics, the 1967 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary penny, but this particular year holds some interesting surprises that could make it worth a lot of money. Stick around as we delve into the details of what makes the 1967 Lincoln penny so special and how you can determine if you have a valuable one in your collection. To appreciate the value of the 1967 Lincoln penny, let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny, a staple of American currency since 1909, has undergone various changes over the years. By 1967, the design featured President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Despite being produced in large numbers, the 1967 penny has some intriguing features that collectors find fascinating. While most 1967 pennies are fairly common, there are specific versions of this coin that can be worth much more than face value. $2 million rarest coins. One of the key factors in determining the value of a 1967 Lincoln penny is identifying any rare variants or errors. Let's explore some of the most notable ones. This is one of the most sought-after errors. It occurred when the die used to strike the coins was misaligned, resulting in a doubling effect on the obverse side, especially noticeable on the word. These double die errors can significantly increase the coin's value. $2 million rarest coins. Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia during this period carry no mint mark. However, any deviations or anomalies can occasionally be found, and they may be of interest to collectors. This occurs when there are imperfections in the metal that cause flakes or layers to peel off the coin. Although less common, these can also add to a coin's value. $2 million rarest coins. Collectors and investors are particularly interested in these errors because they represent a deviation from the standard production process, making them rare and valuable. Wondering if your 1967 Lincoln penny could be worth a lot? Here are some tips for identifying valuable variants and errors. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling on the inscriptions, like doubling should appear as a second set of images slightly offset from the original. Ensure your coin has no mint mark if it was minted in Philadelphia. Errors related to mint marks can sometimes be overlooked. Inspect the surface of the penny for any unusual peeling or flaking. Lamination errors are often visible as raised or missing areas of metal. Rarest coins. The value of a 1967 Lincoln penny can vary widely based on its condition and rarity. For standard pennies, the value remains close to face value, but for those with notable errors or in high-grade condition, prices can soar. These can be worth several $100s, depending on the severity of the doubling and the coin's grade. 1967 no mint mark, and these can also fetch premium prices, especially if authenticated and graded as high-quality examples. Rarest coins. Coins in higher grades, particularly those graded by reputable services such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or a professional coin grading service, can command significantly higher prices. If you're a collector or investor looking to make the most of your 1967 Lincoln pennies, keep these tips in mind. Consider having your coins professionally authenticated and graded to ensure their true value is recognized. Welcome back to our channel, Rarest Coins. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting, focusing on a seemingly ordinary coin that could be worth a fortune, the 1964 Lincoln penny. If you have one of these pennies in your collection or come across one, you might be holding a hidden treasure. Stay tuned as we unravel the story behind this rare coin and what makes it so valuable. Background of the 1964 Lincoln penny. To understand the value of the 1964 Lincoln penny, let's first look at its background. The Lincoln penny, also known as the 1-cent coin, has been a staple of American currency since 1909. By 1964, the coin was already an established part of the U.S. monetary system. Close-up of a 1964 Lincoln. D stands for the Denver Mint, where this particular coin was struck. In 1964, the U.S. Mint produced over 1 billion pennies, but only a fraction of these hold special value. $2 million rarest coins. While most 1964D Lincoln pennies are not particularly rare, there's an exception: the elusive 1964D penny with a small D mint mark. This coin has been identified as having a distinctive feature: a small, over-polished mint mark, which makes it a rarity. Coin collectors refer to this variant as the 1964D small d or 1964D RPM, which stands for repunched mint mark. This error occurred during the minting process when the mint mark was accidentally repunched, creating a small, distinctive variation in the size and placement of the D. Rarest coins. So, why is this penny so valuable? The 1964D small d penny is rare because only a limited number were minted with this specific error. Collectors prize these rarities for their uniqueness and historical significance. In mint condition, these pennies can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on their grade. The value of a 1964D penny can vary significantly based on its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. With higher grades commanding higher prices. A well-preserved 1964D small d penny in higher grades can be worth a considerable sum. Wondering if you have a valuable 1964D penny? Start by inspecting the mint mark on the reverse side of the coin. Look for any irregularities or signs that it's not like other D mint marks. You can also use a magnifying glass to check for the small d repunched mark. Compare your penny to images of known 1964D small d errors to see if it matches. If you suspect you have a rare penny, consider consulting a professional coin dealer or getting it graded by a reputable service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or a professional coin grading service, PCGS. Rarest coins. For collectors and investors, here are a few tips to keep in mind. Always have rare coins authenticated and graded by professionals. Store your coins properly to maintain their condition. Keep up with market trends and valuations to make informed decisions. The 1964D Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how something seemingly ordinary can turn into a valuable treasure with the right combination of rarity and historical significance. If you come across one, remember to examine it closely and consider its potential value. $2 million rarest coins. Thank you for joining us on this coin collector's journey. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating insights into the world of numismatics. Share your thoughts or questions about the 1964D Lincoln penny in the comments below. See you next time. Happy collecting! Welcome back to our channel, Rarest Coins. Today, we're shining a spotlight on a seemingly ordinary coin that could be worth a lot more than you might think. The 1974 Lincoln penny. You might have one of these in your collection or come across one in your change. But how do you know if it's just a common penny or a hidden treasure? Stick around as we explore the details and discover what makes the 1974 Lincoln penny so valuable. First, let's set the stage with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny, which has been a fixture of American currency since 1909, featured President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse by 1974. The design was familiar to many and widely circulated. By 1974, the U.S. Mint produced billions of these coins, and most of them are fairly common. However, there are specific variants and errors from this era that can be worth quite a bit more than their face value. $1 million rarest coins. So, what makes the 1974 Lincoln penny special? Here are some of the key variants and errors to look out for. This is one of the most famous errors for this year. It occurred when the die used to strike the coins was misaligned, causing a doubling effect on the inscriptions, particularly Liberty and In God We Trust. This doubling is often subtle but can make a big difference in value. $1 million rarest coins. While most 1974 pennies from the Denver Mint are marked with a D, a few are found without this mark due to minting errors. These are very rare and sought after by collectors. This error happens when the coin is struck off-center, resulting in a portion of the design being missing or misaligned. These can be quite striking and valuable. Identifying these errors requires a keen eye and sometimes a magnifying glass. Each variant offers something unique, which can be quite appealing to collectors. Rarest coins. Wondering if you have a valuable 1974 Lincoln penny? Here's how to identify the key features. Use a magnifying glass to check for any doubling on the obverse, particularly on the words Liberty and In God We Trust. The doubling should appear as a secondary set of images slightly offset from the original. Verify if your 1974 penny has a D mint mark if it was supposed to be from the Denver Mint. A lack of a mint mark on a 1974 D penny is a rare error. Inspect the penny for any misalignment in the design. Off-center strikes are usually easy to spot as they show parts of the design missing or skewed. The value of a 1974 Lincoln penny can vary widely based on its type and condition. Here's a breakdown. These can be worth several $100s, with prices varying based on the extent of the doubling and the coin's grade. High-quality examples can command even higher prices. Extremely rare and valuable, these can fetch thousands of dollars, especially if verified by professional grading. Rarest coins. These can also be quite valuable, depending on how dramatic the misalignment is in the coin's overall condition. Coins in higher grades, especially those graded by reputable services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or a professional coin grading service, can command premium prices. If you're a collector or investor, here are some tips to help you maximize the value of your 1974 Lincoln pennies. Have your rare coins authenticated and graded by professionals to ensure their true value is recognized. Store your coins in protective holders to prevent them. Welcome back to our channel, coin collectors and enthusiasts. Rarest coins. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic that could potentially make your coin collection a lot more valuable. We're focusing on the 1968 D Lincoln penny. While this coin might seem ordinary at first glance, it has some unique attributes that can make it worth significantly more than its face value. Stay tuned as we explore the details that make the 1968 D Lincoln penny so special and how you can determine if you have a valuable one. To set the stage, let's start with some background. The Lincoln penny, a staple in American currency since 1909, underwent various design changes over the years. By 1968, the penny featured the familiar design with President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. In 1968, the U.S. Mint produced a substantial number of pennies, with the D Mint mark indicating that this particular coin was struck at the Denver Mint. While most 1968 D Lincoln pennies are fairly common, there are specific versions and errors that can significantly increase their value. $2 million rarest coins. Let's dive into the specific variants and errors associated with the 1968 D Lincoln penny that collectors are excited about. Rarest coins. One of the most sought-after varieties from this year is the double die obverse. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing the inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust to appear doubled. This doubling effect can make the penny worth several $100s or more, depending on the severity and coin's condition. Lamination errors happen when there are imperfections in the metal plankette used to strike the coin, causing layers of metal to peel off or create unusual surface textures. While less common, these errors can be quite valuable to collectors. Some 1968 D pennies exhibit high relief errors where parts of the coin's design appear raised or more prominent than intended. This occurs due to minting errors and can make the coin quite interesting to collectors. Each of these errors represents a deviation from the standard minting process, making them rare and desirable among collectors. Wondering if your 1968 D Lincoln penny could be worth a lot? Here's how you can identify the key features. Use a magnifying glass to examine the obverse for any doubling, especially on Liberty and In God We Trust. The doubling should appear as a faint secondary image slightly offset from the primary rarest coins. Look for any unusual surface anomalies or peeling on the coin. Lamination errors are usually visible as raised areas or missing sections of metal. Look for any parts of the design that seem unusually raised or prominent. These errors can be subtle but noticeable upon close inspection. The value of a 1968D Lincoln penny can vary widely based on the type of error and the coin's condition. Here's a general overview. Rarest coins. These coins can be worth hundreds of dollars, with the exact value depending on the extent of the doubling and the coin's grade. High-quality examples and those with significant doubling can fetch even higher prices. These can also be quite valuable, with prices depending on the size and visibility of the error. Lamination errors can range from a few dollars to several $100s. These are less common and can also command a premium, especially if the high relief features are pronounced and the coin is in good condition. Coins that have been professionally graded by services like the Numismatic are. Welcome back to our channel, Rarest Coins. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that might seem common but has some intriguing aspects that could make it worth a lot of money. At the 1970D Lincoln penny. You might have one of these in your collection or stumble upon one in your change. So, what makes the 1970D Lincoln penny potentially valuable? Let's explore the details and discover how you can identify if you have a rare and valuable coin on your hands. To start, let's take a look at the 1970D Lincoln penny's background. The Lincoln penny has been an integral part of U.S. currency since 1909. By 1970, the design featured President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. In 1970, the Denver Mint struck billions of these pennies. Most of these coins are relatively common, but there are specific variants and errors from this era that can significantly increase their value. $1 million rarest coins. Now, let's explore the notable variants and errors associated with the 1970D Lincoln penny that could make it valuable. This is one of the most sought-after errors for this year. It occurred when the die used to strike the coins was misaligned, causing a doubling effect on the inscriptions, especially Liberty and In God We Trust. The doubling is often subtle but can be worth a significant amount depending on the coin's rarest coins. The 1970D Lincoln penny is also notable for its date varieties. There are two distinct styles of the 1970 date on the penny, the small date and the large date. The small date variety is much rarer and can be worth significantly more. Identifying the difference involves comparing the size of the numbers in the date. This error occurs when the coin is struck off-center, resulting in parts of the design being missing or misaligned. These can be quite striking and valuable to collectors. Each of these errors represents a deviation from the standard minting process, making them rare and sought after by collectors. Wondering if your 1970D Lincoln penny could be worth a lot? Here's how you can identify the key features. Use a magnifying glass to examine the obverse of the coin for any doubling, especially on Liberty and In God We Trust. The doubling should appear as a faint secondary image slightly offset from the original. Compare the size of the numbers in the date. The small date has narrower numbers, while the large date has broader numbers. The small date is the rarer of the two. Inspect the coin for any misalignment in the design. Off-center strikes are usually noticeable as parts of the design are missing or skewed. The value of a 1970D Lincoln penny can vary widely based on the type of error and the coin's condition. Here's a general overview. Rarest coins. These coins can be worth several $100s, with prices depending on the extent of the doubling and the coin's grade. High-quality examples and those with more pronounced doubling can fetch even higher prices. The small date variety can be quite valuable, often worth several hundred to over $1,000, depending on the coin's condition and market demand. These can also be valuable, with prices varying based on how dramatic the misalignment is in the coin's overall condition. Coins that have been professionally graded by reputable services such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or a professional coin grading service will often command higher prices, so consider having your coins graded to determine their true value. Welcome back to our channel, Rarest Coins. Today, we're delving into a coin that you might have in your collection or find in your spare change at the 1979 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might seem like just another penny, but there are specific aspects that can make it worth much more than its face value. Stay tuned as we uncover the details that could turn the 1979 Lincoln penny into a valuable asset. First, let's set the stage with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny, a staple of American currency since 1909, featured President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse by 1979. In 1979, the Denver Mint struck billions of these pennies, making them quite common. However, there are specific variants and errors associated with the 1979 penny that can make it quite valuable. So, what makes the 1979 Lincoln penny special? Let's explore some of the notable variants and errors that collectors are on the lookout for. One of the most exciting errors for this year is the double die obverse. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin has misalignment, causing a doubling effect on the inscriptions, particularly Liberty and In God We Trust. The doubling can be subtle but is highly sought after by collectors. Some 1979 pennies exhibit high relief features, where parts of the design appear unusually raised or prominent. This error can occur due to issues with the striking process and adds unique value to the rarest coins. This error happens when there are issues with the metal plant kit, causing flakes or layers to peel off the coin's surface. While less common, laminated errors can be quite valuable and interesting to collectors. Each of these errors represents a deviation from the standard minting process, making them rare and desirable. Wondering if your 1979 Lincoln penny is worth more than face value? Here's how to identify the key features. Use a magnifying glass to check the obverse side for any doubling, especially on Liberty and In God We Trust. The doubling should appear as a faint secondary set of images slightly offset from the original. Look for any unusual raised areas or prominent features on the coin's design. High relief errors are typically noticeable as raised portions of the design. Inspect the coin for any surface anomalies or peeling metal. Laminated errors usually show as raised or missing sections of metal. The value of a 1979 Lincoln penny can vary widely based on the type of error and the coin's condition. Here's a general overview. Rarest coins. These coins can be worth several $100s, depending on the extent of the doubling and the coin's grade. High-quality examples with pronounced doubling can command even higher prices. Coins with noticeable high relief features can also be quite valuable, with prices varying based on the prominence of the error and the coin's condition. These can range from a few dollars to several $100s, depending on the size and visibility of the error. Coins that have been professionally graded by services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or a professional coin grading service often fetch higher prices, so consider having your coins graded to determine their true value. $1 million rarest coins. For collectors and investors looking to maximize the value of their 1979 Lincoln pennies, here are some tips. Welcome back to our channel, Rarest Coins. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic, the 1969 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might look like just another penny, but it holds some intriguing secrets that could make it worth a lot of money. In this video, we'll explore the details, errors, and variants that can transform this seemingly ordinary coin into a valuable collector's item. Let's get started. First, let's set the stage with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since 1909, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. By 1969, the design was well established. In 1969, the Denver Mint produced billions of these pennies, and most of them are relatively common. However, the 1969 Lincoln penny is noteworthy because of some unique errors and varieties that collectors find particularly intriguing. Let's delve into the key variants and errors associated with the 1969 Lincoln penny that could make it worth significantly more than its face value: $2 million rarest coins. This is arguably the most famous and sought-after error for this year. The double die obverse occurs when the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, causing a doubling effect on the inscriptions, particularly Liberty and In God We Trust. This error can vary from subtle to quite pronounced, making it highly desirable to collectors. While not as prominent as the doubled die, the 1969 penny is also noted for having two date styles, small date and large date. The small date variety is rarer and more valuable compared to the large date. Identifying this difference involves comparing the size of the numbers in the rarest coins. An off-center strike occurs when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, resulting in a portion of the design being missing or misaligned. These errors are visually striking and can add significant value to the coin. Each of these errors and variants represents a deviation from the standard minting process, making them rare and highly sought after by collectors. Wondering if your 1969 Lincoln penny might be worth more than face value? Here's how you can identify the key features. Use a magnifying glass to examine the obverse side of the coin. Look for any doubling, especially on Liberty and In God We Trust. The doubling should appear as a secondary set of images slightly offset from the original. Compare the size of the numbers in the date. The small date variety has narrower numbers, while the large date features broader numbers. The small date is the rarer of the two. Look for any parts of the design that are missing or misaligned. Off-center strikes are usually noticeable as parts of the design are shifted or incomplete. The value of a 1969 Lincoln penny can vary widely based on the type of error and the coin's condition. Here's a general overview. Rarest coins. These coins can be worth several hundred to over $1,000, depending on the extent of the doubling and the coin's grade. High-quality examples with significant doubling can command even higher prices. The small date variety is particularly valuable, often fetching several hundred to over $1,000, depending on its condition and market demand. These can also be valuable, with prices varying based on the degree of misalignment and the coin's overall condition. Coins that have been professionally graded by services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or a professional coin grading service often fetch